Well, boys, it's too hot. It's too hot. I've been defeated by the fire. My gosh, I can't believe it. It wasn't for a lack of effort, though. Okay, I mean, you've seen how much freaking work I put in here. I put in so much work and effort, but it didn't make any difference at all. I've been gone from the data center for 2 weeks. I left 2 weeks ago. I'm back today. And when I left, everything was fine and dandy. I had successfully lowered the temperature by at least 10 degrees in the building. It was over 100 when I left, over 100 before I started building everything. And I left it and it was like 93. So that was pretty good. That was a huge win. I had a bunch of other stuff I was going to do to lower the temperature even further. I come back 2 weeks later. The building temperature is over 100 degrees again, 103 to be exact, 103 degrees. So everything that I did made no difference. And the thing is, it's only been 2 weeks. And the crazy thing is, it's not like it hasn't risen by that much temperature outside. Today, the high is 92. So it's not that hot out today. It's 92, it's pretty low. So, and then before I was hitting temperatures, they were like 97, 98 when I left. So it's not like it hasn't gotten hotter outside. It's just my system sucks. And I ran into a bunch of issues, okay? So I'll list off all my issues I have here. So the evaporative cooler was a great idea, but did not work very well for me because of all the hard water I have. This is 2 weeks worth of the fan being on, 2 weeks. And this thing out here is like a white, like it changed colors. Like this is a white evaporative cooler now. This is like a freaking cave formation level. Like these are stalagmites forming on the bottom of the cooler here. Like this is all the calcium and all, like limestone. We have a ton of minerals in our water here, and I thought I could prevent all this. I knew that there was hard water here. So I bought this RV inline water filter. Like you're supposed to hook it up to your RV when you go and camp, to your water source and whatnot, right? Apparently it didn't last even 2 weeks. It was ready for 3 months, but I did the math though. It's so dry here, I'm using 30 gallons of water every 4 hours. So 1 second, let me do math. 180 gallons of water a day. That's how much water is running through this filter and hose. And so, yeah, you can times that by 2 weeks, 14 days, and that's how much water has gone through to make this crazy formation here. So yeah, it's not gonna work. I have to buy, I don't think anything, like I'd have to buy a commercial grade water softening system or something, because I don't even think a residential, I don't know, maybe I have to do some more research, but still the only way that the evaporative coolers are gonna work is if I buy, which water softeners aren't that much money. So that might be a solution here. Just a big commercial grade water softener for, I don't know, that can handle that much. I gotta do it off by how many gallons of water I'm using a day, because the time is not gonna work, because 3 months worth of water, 3 month water filter is not accounting for 180 gallons of water a day. Yeah, so I bought like 6 of those, and I went through one. I was planning on changing it. I was about changing it every 2 weeks, but no, it didn't even last 2 weeks. I knew it wasn't gonna last 3 months, but I thought it would last a couple weeks, but no, didn't. It probably lasted like 3 days, and then like the last, 11 days after the 3 days it expired, it's just all that calcium. I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, so it was still on when I got here, and it was blasting the calcium, like little bits of it, like the floor in front of it, it's like sandpaper. It's just full of that calcium. So I turned it off. So all the miners are still on. I expected. They look a little dusty right in front of there from probably the little things, but they're probably okay. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. I don't want to be putting, that's just asking for corrosion. So luckily it was pretty far away from all the main miners, so no damage on anything, but sucks that I had to turn my cooler off. I mean, that was helping a lot, I think. And then the other thing that, this blows my mind, one of my giant fans for my wind tunnel has broken. Like the blade snapped in half. Like it's like didn't break where the bolts are. Like the actual fan blade, like looks like someone ripped it in half. So I thought someone was trying to break, like I thought someone tried to break in because, I mean, I don't know, like I didn't close that side door so you could get into the wind tunnel from outside, right? But I mean, I really don't think, like, there's no damage to anything. The fan grill is still intact, like the wood, there's really thin strip of wood there. No one, like, and nothing is gone, nothing has been interrupted, so I don't think anybody broke in. You know, I got a fence, I got a security guard, so it's like I don't think that someone broke in without. I would have seen something, cameras or something, right? But nothing. It's just it's very bizarre that the fan blade ripped in half, and then the other blade is bent like behind itself on the bar. So what I'm thinking is these fans are running, like the actual temps by the fans is like 108 degrees, like that's the hot air being pushed out at the hottest part. And I don't think maybe these fans are designed to run at that temperature 24/7. And so maybe the blades are more malleable, but maybe there was like a windstorm here, got really windy here a couple weeks ago or something, and it, like, the wind pushed it in and it was malleable and it spinned back, like it only had to come back like 2 or 3 inches to hit the center support beam. And so maybe it hit that and that caused it to rip in half, and then the loose blade caused the other blade to bend. Something like that, but that's weird. So that might be also, so the fact that the evaporative cooler sucks and the fan is broken, I have no idea when it broke. Maybe that's why it's so much hotter, and 10 degrees hotter. I just can't believe that it'd be 10 degrees hotter from a single fan and the swamp cooler, even though the swamp cooler was still running when I got here, right? It just wasn't as effective. And then to add insult to injury, Landlord wants to came by. That's one of the reasons I came down, is to meet with him, because they wanted to inspect everything that I built. And I told them that I showed them everything. I told them what I was planning on building. I told them I was planning on blocking this and blocking that. And they're like, yeah, it's no problem. But then they came by with their inspector, their insurance provider, or someone that does their insurance, to make sure that they're up to cover for the insurance. And they said that the wind tunnel cannot be blocking that thing. And I'm like, you couldn't have told me that before. I knew that my thing was, like, technically, you know, I knew it was, but I thought it'd be all right. I thought it would be all right for a couple months until the thing, but they said I had to take it down. So I'm effed, basically, is what they're trying to say. But they're not making me take it down like today or anything. They didn't even give me a deadline to take it down. They just said you just need to come down eventually. So that's at least good. But now that I can't do that, they are now letting me put a hole in the side of the building, which is where I wanted to put it from the very beginning. That's much more effective cooling than this wind tunnel. It was always going to be more effective. That was my #1 choice. I told him I wanted to do that, and he denied me and said, so what? So now I have to, I spent all this time and money and effort building this thing out, only for me to have to tear it all down. I can't even believe it. Like, he could have saved me so much time and work. But I mean, at least, I mean, I'm not the one losing out, though. The landlord's the one losing out, because he's the one that's paying for it, right? Because I'm getting reimbursed with free power for not just all the money I spent, but all the time I spent. I'm being reasonable, right? I spent a lot of hours on that. I'm being reasonable, so I'm getting paid back. But it's just annoying. Even though I'm getting paid for it, it's annoying that I have to take it down. So yes, and I can't run in here. It's 100 degrees. I'm gonna have to turn off my farm. It's way too hot. I think so. This sucks. This sucks big time. I just wish that we would have done it from day one. And so the plan is to knock holes, build 2 aisles, right? So I have 4 rows of those power cords to the ceiling, and I'm going to run 2 rows facing inward, so all the heat blows in, and we'll wall it off. And that way we'll just have a giant exhaust fan going right outside. On the other side of the walls, right outside, big exhaust fan, and on the other side have an intake fan. And then all the miners are going to be intaking too. So all the heat will be concentrated down an aisle, and then sucked right out the building. Be like 2, and I'm going to build 2 of those. So it'll be like 2 little mini wind tunnels. It's going to be way better. But I have no idea. He's wanting to do the holes in the wall himself, and I think I'm going to do actual exhaust fans, because these drum fans are not going to cut it. So I'm expected to be down. I'm going to be. I mean, there's no way There's no way I'm leaving here, going back home, and leaving this farm all 100% on, because it's way too hot. It's only going to get hotter. So, I mean, I'm in my area back here, and I'm like sweat dripping down. It's like 89 in here, which is, you know, it's just hot enough to be uncomfortable to be working in, right? It's over 103 in the mining room, so it's crazy. yeah, so I think I'm gonna get another building because this building, I've already grown. I want to grow way beyond what this building's capabilities are. Okay, and I'm pretty much at like 80% capacity here, and it's not gonna. I mean, we're talking like at least a month of downtime for this thing to build out because I'm sure he's not gonna get someone to cut the wall for like 2 weeks. I gotta get some exhaust. It's like I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this building anymore. I think I found a different building I want to get. I'll do another video on that, but I haven't gotten it yet. But I'm actively working on getting another building. I want to grow so much bigger than this. I want so much more improvements here. So we'll see. I might end up keeping this building and the other building, but the other building is going to be so much have like 10 times the power as here. So I don't know if it's worth having a teeny tiny facility here and another giant facility somewhere else. But I'll do another video on that. Maybe in a couple days, like 2 or 3 days, I'll do another video. But yeah, so that's the update. Kind of sucks, but thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, follow me on Twitter. I tweet out there like every day, like daily updates and stuff on stuff I'm doing. So if you want to know, you can follow me on there. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.